So Ryan, what's going on? You ready for this interview with Jared?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Is that your introduction?
Yeah, that's my introduction. The podcast has started. How are you guys doing? How's it going?
I'm good. So to do an introduction, I met Jared in the funded NFT. Were you collecting POAPs?
I got in there with that, like the first 100 OG POAP collection game, which was a smart move on their part. Good marketing.
Yes, nice. It was. That's why I joined, because I think another member, Boy Scout, dragged me in. He's like, "Oh, you like POAPs? Let's do it. Come into this guild." And then I guess that's where I kind of met the whole group there. And then we started chatting, and I realized, damn, he knows his shit with some play to earn and all the other stuff. So
that's what everyone I talk to keeps telling me. I'm just like, well, I'm just a vessel for information. But
yeah, but you know what? It's okay. We can never say this enough. It's still early. Everything is new, so it doesn't matter. But okay, let's pull it back and be like, okay, so Jared, what is up? How did you get into crypto and NFTs? Let's start there for the listeners that don't know anything before we get to it.
That's fair. September 2021, that's when I got my first Ethereum, and I got it to buy NFTs actually. So I kind of came from poker Twitter. I've loved poker since high school actually, which is obviously when we get to the play to earn aspect later, we'll connect. But so I tried to keep it to as many of the intelligent people who've gone on to found businesses or work at hedge funds or be lawyers from Yale. Yeah. So I watched them tweet about Ethereum from, under $100 all the way to, whatever the peak in September. Yeah. And I was then Melissa Burr, formerly, poker Twitter, now she's all in the streets of crypto Twitter, NFT Twitter. But she was tweeting about all these projects at these price ranges from 0.05 mints to her 1 ETH things that she loved and that she was passionate about. So I was not missing it this time. I'm getting into NFTs. And I 100% minted I prepared this in my head. I kind of delivered, but I 100% minted the only thing she recommended that flatlined.
Oh,
that sucks.
That's always the case. And so you didn't even get into necessarily buying crypto you just went right for the NFTs then.
Yeah. I didn't even own. I think I bought a little bit of Bitcoin for a second. I'll get a little Bitcoin and a little Ethereum, and then immediately was all of that'll just be right into the. Because the NFTs were the catalyst of why I bought my Ethereum.
That's amazing, because most people, it's they baby step into crypto, and then it's there's other stuff you can do on these blockchains, and then rabbit hole into NFT world.
Yeah. But I guess considering the time when you did it, that was when NFTs, even for us, got kind of huge, right? They were already getting huge earlier on in the year, but yeah. If
you look at the hockey stick, of that, NFT wallet ownership, I'm right at the start of the launch.
At the start of the going up. Nice. Yeah. So that makes sense. It makes sense. What was the project? Do you feel like naming it?
It was, it's still minting, Rock Buns, rockbun.com. It was originally a 10K mint. They cut it to 5. It's petered out around 3,000. They're sweet little rabbit playing guitar gifts. They're dope. I have 28 of them. I minted over an ETH of them.
Oh man. All in.
Oh, yeah, wait, did you post a picture of it today?
What?
Did you post a picture of it today? Did I see someone?
Oh, in the funded, I posted them today or yesterday.
That's okay. I recognize them now. This is that's funny. Sorry, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Well, the artist, the sales pitch on him is great. First moving, GIF. There's nothing that was moving in September. They're the first moving PFP. They're hey, whenever Discord's got moving, if Twitter gets moving, this will be great. It's historic. The artist Pop Today is awesome. Their art, they're the head artist. They didn't do everything on the project, but they did Teddy Bits, which at the time had a 6 ETH floor. And you're just how can we lose? Let's ape in.
Technically, you didn't even really ape in, because you did a bit of research. Trusted person, and you're okay, I can do this.
And to be fair, and I need to be fair, because Melissa, I did name her name. She she was very upfront about hey, this is what's up. And on top of that, her other recommendations, maybe it's confirmation bias, but it feels like every other thing I've seen her tweet about is just blown up, and I'm just the one thing I just went all in on.
So what's your rock bun status now? Are you ready to liquidate that 28 of them?
make me an offer, man.
That's awesome.
The floor right now on OpenSea, I went and looked the other day because I am looking to just liquidate everything to get the play to earn. As it was like 3 zeros and an 8, I want to say. It was, at one point I remember looking and it was when gas was really high, or I guess before we got used to it being this high, it was like 0 for a second. I remember looking at it and being like, really nothing? They will.
Wow. That sucks.
The artwork looks awesome. Like I thought it was hilarious looking at the couple that you shared.
I left the Discord just because it makes me sad, and like I didn't like, and I felt like I was too bitter to help the community about it. So like I just have to leave. But like they are still there's a core group of people who are trying to like infuse it. It's not a rug. It's not dead. Like I don't want to bag on them because like they're, it's and technically if it is the first moving GIF thing, if we can prove that has to have some value, right?
For sure.
Totally. Okay.
Worked for punks.
they look cool. Okay, where it's not dead. It's not a rug. This is awesome. We're gonna tweet something about rock buns for sure. But that's how I got into the crypto and NFT space. Was kind of like pit stopped in poker Twitter and then silly guitar playing rabbits. The crazy thing is that I don't know because you don't do DCL at all, right? Decentraland. That's not your. I've dabbled in it, but. For me, it was just like it was POAPs. That was my first introduction. It was going in and collecting POAPs and kind of checking out the scene. So I haven't, and then I was trying to do the Meteoroid thingy the other day. And I was like, whoa, okay, this is crazy because you can go to all the different spaces. So that's my experience. So very little.
Well, my gateway to that world, which is what led me to Play to Earn, which is now the thing I've put. Like I'm constantly thinking like, should I sell my car? Like if I sell my car, I could get even more all in on this. Like that's how obsessed with this potential I am. But my gateway to that it's called the Rocking Unicorns. They're also still minting. They, however, only just started minting in November. But I'm not a music person. It's so weird that like my gateway into the NFT world and then like the gateway drug into Decentraland is
right.
Rocking Unicorns. But anyway, sorry.
I remember this project as well. I think Boy Scout was telling me again. He's like, go mint one.
He has one. He minted one.
Yeah, and you can. Yeah, there's like stuff to it, like because a lot of these POAPs they're linked to musicians,
right?
And if you have one of these NFTs, you get into their like VIP section to collect the secondary POAP and all this other cool.
Yeah, they're gold. I have all of them, not all of them. I missed a couple Jack Frost shows and a couple others because of work.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's a cool thing. I have no ETH. That's my thing. We're so far. We're big into Cardano. So Ethereum, there's only like a couple projects we've been into. Yeah. But I want to get into a couple. Like these ones are awesome. I don't know. I like the artwork of everything. So
yeah, the gas kills you though. That's what gets you.
That is. We go on about it all the time. Like it's just we keep saying like go to Cardano. It's like you can transfer everything for like $3.
That said, not to be the ETH maxi because I'm all about Polygon mostly, but there are some new contracts on some new mints. There was $30 to mint instead of like unfortunately the true unicorns I think released just before like maybe this like new minting contract tech happened because like they bit me for like 200 in gas the other day when I minted 3 more, but like I minted it was $30 and which is not nothing, but
and they build
$30 is way better than. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
You go. Okay. Right. It's like, no, is that built into the contract? How are they doing
I guess it's like part of the writing of it. I don't understand. I don't know how to code. I've worked with quality assurance and I've done game design stuff and plugged in cameras for TV. But as I understand it, it was just like the code is more efficient somehow. So like there's just less calls in the ether.
Okay. Interesting.
That kind of makes sense because every little thing that interacts with the blockchain is why gas fees are so crazy. So for them to like limit the amount of times it needs to interact with the chain would make sense of why they could lower the fees.
So is that like less block confirmations or something?
Probably.
Whatever. We're speculating, but like let's deep dive into that and look into that another time.
The projects you'd want to check out because I would be Tentaverse. Which is it's hilarious that I'm promoting them because my friends would laugh at me because I've totally been dogging on them. But they're dev, I guess, and they're big in the funded. But they did some kind of innovation, I guess, that like they brag about how they like made gas fees lower. So I check out Tentaverse.
Okay,
cool, totally will.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're definitely, you have the poker vibe, like all in, like, you know. So what is play to earn? Like, what is that? So for someone that's listening and is like, I have no idea what play to earn is, even though it kind of says it in the name. What is it in the crypto space?
I feel like the best example, like, because wow, you've played World of Warcraft, right? Or like, you know, someone who played World of Warcraft.
I definitely know of it, and yeah.
Well, like, you used to be able to, like, people would sell accounts. They would play World of Warcraft. They'd get to level 60. They'd sell that shit.
That's part of how Ethereum started, because Vitalik got super far.
I love that. I just learned that like 2 weeks ago. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
amazing.
You nerfed my dude. This is BS.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but anyone who's ever like played like mobile games, like I worked in mobile games. Like I know how much people can spend. I myself have spent like $500 in a mobile game.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, it's like you're embarrassed. You don't want to tell somebody that because like you just gave it away. Like you have nothing to show for that.
1000%.
But like, so like there's no reason that we as the customer of the game or the consumer, like, and we should get to keep it. Like I just gave you $1,000 to pull this rare dude out of your gotcha bullshit Skinner box. Let me at least sell it to somebody else.
Yep.
But it's just lazy game design, really, is like it makes it easier. But the question was, what is play to earn? Yeah. And it's like we've already seen that we can make economies that people are willing to invest like real money into. So like if, you know, and admittedly, like right now, a lot of the games that you do get presented with are kind of like really bad like games. You're like, well, this is kind of like from like Newgrounds circa 2005.
Yeah, totally. But we're gonna get to higher fidelity and more like detailed, like higher AAA level games. It's coming. Oh yeah. But like when you think about it, play to earn last 2020 or last year or whatever, or I guess 2021 was last year, had like in 2020 had like 200 titles that were play to earn. And there's about 540 right now, which is not a lot of games. Like think about
it. Still not a lot. No.
That's nothing when you think. And so basically, like you're saying, like you can keep the assets and you buy something in the game, a sword, you level it up, whatever, and it's yours. If the game is done, you can still own that asset because what you've bought is actually an NFT. And of course, then you throw it on the blockchain. And then outside of that, whatever you earn in the game is actually its own cryptocurrency. So
exactly. And it's super exciting too, because like as we continue to go, like even Mark Zuckerberg himself had said, like, you know, for a metaverse to be like legit, like they all have to interconnect. So
100%.
Like, yeah. So like if that control freak is like committed to that vision, like imagine when you get your sword in your new Zelda game or whatever like crypto Zelda is going to be, and you can just walk into Meta just like, well, hey guys, what's going on? Like it's gonna like people like.
I can't wait for that time. I've been saying it for a while. Like that's where the whole connectivity is going to be, where all the metaverse, everything's just meshed into one.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, and it's definitely like an awkward phase though. And it's because it's like, it requires a lot of investment. Like, because the way the economies work is like the NFTs that like make the most money right now are like, you know, 1.4 ETH the floor hit today. Thank God I started buying at 0.7 because I couldn't get in at 1.4. I don't think, but like, you know,
what
like,
game is that? What is that?
That's ice poker. That's my.
Oh, right. Well, we'll talk.
That's my obsession, which totally makes sense since I love poker since at least 2003.
God, poker's so great.
Nice.
But like, and this is like I think the key, because like Axie, as you know, obviously everyone knows Axie. It's the biggest game. It has a $5 billion market cap. But like, I can't like get enough of an understanding to feel comfortable investing in a team. Like. Right. All I hear about are people who look up, I spent an ether and now I got shit. I can't win anything. Like, you know, you're like, oh, that doesn't sound very fun. Like,
good point though. Like, and like Axie, like this play to earn, like I've always thought, okay, it's completely free. Like the gameplay is free. You just earn tokens or whatever but like for Axie, you can't even play unless you buy your Axie, your little fluffy animal that fights. Like, you got to buy them.
With an ice cream cone on its head. And
the floor to really be able to play is like, about 1,000 Canadian, or I guess 700 US. You know, we're going to stay Canadian. Screw you, Jared.
Yeah, that's legit. I haven't price checked them in a minute. They were really expensive.
Metric system. But it's like $1,000 like to buy your little Axies, and then you buy them, then you can go and battle them, and then you'll earn. I mean, there's other ways to earn, but like, how are you going to, you know,
you got to have that upfront cost.
Yeah. Or people are leasing their Axies to other people.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Axie doesn't have a built-in mechanism for that. Like, you can't just get an Axie, go onto the Axie website and go, oh, hey, I want to let my friend borrow this. Like, there are third-party apps that like facilitate it, but like, so with Ice Poker, it's facilitated. And it's so funny because I'm not an Ice employee. Like, I think I barely own any of the DAO token, but like anyone I tell you, anytime anyone who hears this idea, they're just like, oh, that's genius. It's just poker, but it's challenge based. You get like 3 new challenges every day. So you're not just like going in there and gambling with a currency. They give you free chips. It resets.
Really? Okay. Let's let's get into Ice Poker for a minute. I'm so obsessed. No, don't apologize. Let's do it because if we're here, we're here. It's all good. Let's just for more context. Decentraland. Everyone knows that. It's Decentraland Games, right? Is where Ice Poker lives or something. Yeah. Okay. There's Decentraland.org. Yeah. Which is like the thing with the land, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, they spent 10 million on digital land." And then there's Decentral.games, right. Which is it's a DAO. Which originally it started in November or December of 2020. It started with the intent of being a casino, and it's not tied specifically to Decentraland, but they did decide to make their earliest investments in Decentraland. So like their biggest assets right now are like the land they bought before land exploded in value, and the Mana and Polygon they had bought when those were both like pennies. What a good move business wise. Hey, like as a company, it doesn't matter. You're like, well, this is us now. Like that's amazing. But they're transitioning from doing just like straight casino because like there's a Decentraland casino. You can go in, you can play roulette, blackjack, slots. Yeah, I have done it, but you can baccarat. There's no baccarat or craps yet because no one knows how to play those games.
Those are on the to-do list. Those are on the the next phase, I believe. But to be fair, ever since Ice Poker, because Ice Poker they just released it end of October last year. And I honestly assume it's way more successful than they expected since it's like they went from, okay, we're gonna do a mint to like, oh, we're doing 2 mints a month to like, guys, okay, we're just gonna keep minting until you guys are sick of it and we're raising the price.
Right.
Oh geez.
And like they keep selling out in 3 minutes or less. It's insane.
Really? That's how quick
and that's when they're sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
The mints they started out at 0.25. But since the floor just wouldn't go below 1 ETH, even though they were doing that like consistently, they upped the last one to 0.5, and now the floor has risen to 1.4. So,
jeez.
And is that the minting of the wearable, or is that the minting of? Because don't you get the token, the chips for free? Is that
that's the wearables? So yeah, okay. Their first Gen 1 they released. They always do 5 different items. Like different wearable slots, and they did like 100 of each, so like 500 total for the first 2 generations. So it's like there's like a really nice suit with Gen 1. It's like real classy. The second one is like kind of like a Hugh Hefner-y like smoking suit with like a cap. But then and since then they've been doing batches of 1,250 each. So they're doing about like 2,500 a month for the last 2 months. Gotcha. And I think they're going to release an app. They're making an app version for the poker, and they're talking about getting to 1 million users like by towards the end of the year, but like not even by the end of the year. Like I'm just like, so at some point in the next 3 months, like the scaling on this project is going to like go nuts. I suspect.
So why do you need why the jacket? Why are they minting a jacket? Like I know the logistics of the game, but just to like explain it to someone who's listening, why are they minting smoking jackets to play poker?
I think it's kind of like because really realistically it's just a key. It doesn't matter. Cause like if I have like 5 of them, I can take your wallet address. Once you've logged into their website and connected your wallet, I can just put your address in, send you, and then you can just walk into DCL and you can just go and play for free. You can just enter there and you can earn ice, and then I'll get 30% of whatever you earn.
Right.
That's amazing.
So without the jacket, though, I wouldn't be able to get into.
You can go and look, but you wouldn't be able to play. Yeah,
that's exactly
the NFT to play.
That's exactly what happened to me a couple of days ago when I was asking all those questions in the funded Discord, trying to figure out what the hell to do. So I'd gone in and I was like, okay, I see where all the tables are and everything, but there's like you need iceware to be able to play. So then I was like, shit, I don't want to spend that kind of money. I was looking at with all the prices. I'm like,
$3,000 for a virtual jacket.
It's absolutely insane. But once you've done it, Like that's what, because like I met someone like Gene from Altcoin Radio. He's like the nicest dude. He's always just giving me wearables. But he was like, "Hey, do you want to play some poker?" You mentioned poker once. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'd like to. Give me a try, sure." I like got one taste, and I was just like, "Oh, this! I just made $70 that for free
just by wearing the jacket and walking in."
Yeah. You don't even have to wear it. He just said, "Okay, you're good to go." Like he gets to keep wearing it. I just get to like have his like aura of allowed.
Really? So you don't even have to like actually wear the item.
No. If you own the item and you want to play, you have to wear it.
Yeah.
But if you're just like delegating it, it doesn't. Yeah. You don't even have to put it on.
Oh, so it's even easier.
So
it's.
So that is like you delegating. I love how we're like deep diving into this is kind of crazy. This is like crypto and NFTs more so have had such crazy schemes and strategies of like point systems, right? Mm-hmm. And in looking at this ice poker thing, it's kind of like really it's got a lot of levels to it. So
it's super smart.
For the listener that's like, what's going on? It's a poker game in Decentraland, not necessarily in the casino, but it's a poker game in Decentraland. In order to play poker, you have to either be wearing or have.
I would say like describe the NFT as kind of like a club membership. It's actually like because Texas actually, to get around gambling laws with poker, that's how they do it. Is because like instead of charging a rake, you just pay them like a monthly membership fee and then like a daily like, oh hey, I'm here to play poker, and they're like, okay, how many hours? And you're like $10 an hour, thanks.
Okay,
so like it's kind of like
the
that.
Same concept. Same concept.
Yeah. And exactly, and you're not playing poker to win money. Like it's not like you sit down and you put your $100.
Right.
It's a free mobile game style game.
Yeah, it's like PokerStars.net, where it's like free money and you're just winning free chips, kind of thing.
Yeah, because they have like daily challenges regularly, right? Like on a regular basis. They just isn't it like daily? Everyone gets
it resets every 24 hours. If you won $1 million, or you can't win $1 million, but if you won $1 million or you lost everything, you get reset to the same amount the next day at midnight UTC.
So how do you make your money?
Oh, well, it's all on Polygon. So there's no gas fees.
Beauty.
There's a couple liquidity. Are you guys familiar with like the DeFi worldy things?
Yeah. Liquidity pools.
I was just learning about the DeFi before I jumped into play to earn, and there's a shocking amount of like overlap, but there's a quick swap exchange is the one I use on Polygon, but like you can trade your ICE for, ETH or whatever.
Cool.
And then in general, like the reason anyone would want to buy it is that there's like levels to the items. Like you can get a level 1 item and that can have a 1% to like 8% bonus. So like at the end of the day, you get like 8% bonus ICE. And then it goes all the way to level 5 where like the max is like 44% bonus ICE. Whoa. So like obviously earning more is,
So you just get the ICE for playing.
Well, you got to do the challenges.
You complete. There's 3 challenges. There's an easy, medium, and hard. Easy is something like see the flop 20 times, see the turn 15 times, see the river 10 times.
I got it.
The medium ones like make a pair, make 2 pairs 7 times. And then the hard one is make 3 of a kind 3 times, make a flush once, make a full house once, or make straights twice, which are like, those are like the time sinks. So it's kind of an interesting thing, and like it's still in beta. So they're talking about changing the challenges to be more of a just like play 100 hands kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I apologize for just talking over you and Yammer. The only other important thing is that winning chips does matter because there's a modifier of if you win chips, you can get up to a 2x modifier to double how much ICE you earn. Nice. And then if you lose all your chips, you get 0.3x modifier. So you only get like 1/3 of your ICE earned.
That's cool. Okay.
And that's how you earn the ICE.
That's cool.
And there's 20 rungs in between.
Then whoever's delegating to you would get 30% for doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing.
To be fair, finding people they just released a dashboard up until like 2 weeks ago. It was kind of like a very wild west. Like you had to trust the person. You had to kind of like keep really good notes. They just updated it. So now there's a tracker. So you can just see like, they're like, oh, hey, I made this. And you go like, oh, yep, you did. There's the drop down. Perfect. So, okay. But like finding people, that are trustworthy and good at poker can be a bit of, it's a job. It's not nothing.
Right.
But once you find them, it's dope.
But you're digitally it's funny, like we're using the word staking, and in DeFi, you're staking and yielding, but like you're digitally staking someone to go play poker.
That's in the
real world, right? Like, That is
wild.
amazing.
But there's also, but the thing is like the only thing that I can lose is like that day's opportunity cost. So like the risk of reward of going like, hey guy, do you want to try is, you know, 50 at most $20 if they were like an all-star killer.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Wow.
Yeah, that's all I can say. Wow.
This is why we wanted you on when Ryan was telling me about this, and I was like, wait, what? We had talked about it for so long. And Ryan literally was like, we're getting him on the podcast. Like, I was like, yeah, 100%. Like we gotta, because like a lot of this stuff, like DeFi, I think the most complicated thing in DeFi that I've seen is called Balancer. And I mentioned it last week. I still don't know what it is, but like DeFi staking pools, like you can kind of wrap your head, but this is like staking pools and like delegating and like also NFT. It's like, and then wrapped around poker.
Well, and that's why the like I brought up the how complicated Axie is like, because like at the end of the day, like everything around it is complicated. Like, you know, there's like, I've taken on like a weird project manager role where I'm trying to like find employees in the Philippines and in Georgia to like work for me. But at the end of the day, poker is so simple that it's like, okay, we can at least, I don't have to like debate with you if like you should have used the candy cane holding Axie or, you know, I don't know anything about Axie.
That's hilarious.
I know nothing about Axie.
No, you're right though.
I get what you're.
Some of the things have ice cream like on their heads upside down, and that's like your character, and it's like super powerful or whatever. I don't know.
And I don't, do you guys do Zed at all? Like, I want to get into Zed, but it's so overwhelming. Yeah, the horse racing game.
I've seen it, but I haven't. Yeah, I haven't got into it.
My friend's insisting I check it out. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Breeding.
Yeah, but I also think that Zed Run is almost like the whales that have started playing that way months ago. Like they've already made it so that your capability, your turns are capped based on how they're running it. I don't like. It's just
that's always the concern I have.
It's like Z Cars is going to be the next Zed Run, which we're probably too late about it because we already know about it. You know what I mean? Like
that's true. I feel that pain. Once you've heard about it, it's too late.
But like, I don't know. Maybe we got to start doing
cars though. I should take notes. I don't think.
Yeah, I've heard Zed runs the horses, and I think there's going to be a car
like with a Z in it.
Yeah, Z Cars, the same sort of deal.
That makes sense. Because like some of the little whales, I'm sorry, they're probably listening, but some of the ice whales have asked, like, are there car games? Like they're like, I literally spend all day just playing a play to earn car game. I'm like as soon as I find one, man, I'll tell you, dude. But
I feel like the car game is more like horse race betting as opposed to like, I guess it's still play to earn though, right?
It would still be play to earn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't,
because the concept doesn't stop. It's still play to earn. Yeah.
Hopefully there's some kind of way to tune your car. Cause like, I don't even love cars. I'm not a car guy, but like I would spend money and time updating a Corvette to try to beat someone's Porsche.
Of course. For sure. If you can make money, why not? Right. Spending the time. That's the main thing with play to earn is kind of having the time to be able to play these things. I mean, that's why the delegating is amazing. I was going to say with the delegating though, you kind of get away from it because then you can like, here, wear this wearable, go play some poker and you're earning. But to kind of get started, you got to have that free time. So it's not, it's not for everyone. If you got a 9 to 5, I mean, if you got a 9 to 5 and you're sitting staring at a computer, throw it on the other screen.
Dude, you get the DMs like, hey man, I just started a new work from home job. Like it's super easy. I got my second monitor and I'm just like, oh, hey man, like I'll keep you in mind. Like, but I really prefer like meeting people like in the Philippines or in Georgia. Like I picked those two because I've got like two people in both of those countries, but who are like the money means something. Like my man Lewis in the Philippines, like he's in quarantine. He's telling me that like his girlfriend who's like trained to be a nurse who can't work now because of like the COVID shutdowns there. Like she was making 400 USD equivalent a month. And like they can make $1,000 playing with the wearable, like if they're like and he's killing it, he's on point.
All right, we got to talk about that.
That's crazy.
I wanted to ask about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Ryan, I keep on cutting you off. I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything important. I'm not saying anything important. Go ahead.
We're probably just reacting, and then I'm like, well, okay, but we did talk about this. Ryan and I talked about this literally over dinner. Oh wait, you know what? Let's pause for a second, everybody. What do you want to say, Ryan?
Devon paid for dinner the other night. He honored his he honored it and paid for Swish LA.
If you listen to the podcast, I always talk about needing to buy this guy's family dinner. Family of 5, including myself, 6 people bought us dinner. No big deal. Not important. It was nothing. I do it all the time.
He does.
That's a big family. I'm not buying any. Like I don't want to buy it to one person.
Our podcast studio is at his house. I'm showing up to record the podcast, and I'm just eating all his food on a regular.
Okay, that's fair.
We're in episode 22, 23. That's 21. A lot of 21. I don't know. That's a lot of peanut butter sandwiches. That's a lot of dinners. That's a lot of cans of Coke Zero.
That's fair. Okay, you're right. I listened to the first podcast, and then I made it halfway through your last episode where you guys were talking about Cardano. Yeah. And then I need to go back because I think you guys have killer chemistry. I think this is definitely going to succeed because I think you guys
dope.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
I'm picky and I hate everything. And I was like, oh, this actually isn't bad.
That means a lot.
That does. Yeah. Much appreciated.
We didn't even tell you to say that. Okay, cool. All right.
and anyone who knows me, they're like, oh, he doesn't kiss ass. He doesn't fake it. I mean it. If people should check out anyone who's listening to this because of me, they should go back and listen to other ones. When I'm not talking over you, you guys have good chemistry.
That's hilarious. Don't worry. I just talk over Ryan and Ryan's like, will you shut up? All right. Okay.
All right, okay. So you were saying you have a friend in Philippines, and we were actually just talking at dinner which Devon paid for. That we were talking about how third world countries and all these different places in the world where they've got poverty, they're actually able to make an amazing living now, playing these play to earns and doing all this different stuff with crypto and investing. Yeah. So just talk about your friend a little bit if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, I love Lewis. He invited me to his wedding yesterday, but we just met. So I don't want to oversell. I've only known him for
you don't have to dox him and do all that stuff, but yeah, you can
I don't want to speak for him, but I think he likes me, but they're in the Philippines, and I mean, I can only tell you what they've told me, but they're telling me that $1,000 a month would cover all of their bills. That's rent. I asked him, I was like, really? What's that breakout on that? And he's like, here you go. I was like, oh, okay, shut up. Wow. I didn't mean for you to lay out your budget, man. I wasn't trying to challenge you, but sorry, I get it's so weird. I didn't get into NFTs to become anyone's boss, It's weird to feel like I'm someone's boss. I'm really big on we're in a partnership. Like I said, any given day, I'm not going to lose anything. I can sell that NFT for twice what I paid for it. Lewis is spending 8 hours, grinding poker. So it's really amazing. Important to me that I don't become a Web3 sweatshop owner or
No, well said. That's huge, especially with all the tweets about Web3 ownership, and it's just kind of shifting. No, that's a good distinction. That it's on it's a partnership. It's not just it's just a matter of
100%
how far the dollar goes, so it'll make more sense for other people, and that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, and they're in the ice, guilds that are forming. There are the guys who are cut there. They're I want the best poker players I can get, which I respect and I understand. You're investing a lot of money in an ROI, but for me, I'm just I want the guy who's going to try and is honest with me. Can I have that guy?
And that's the thing with COVID, and I've been saying it on a bunch of episodes that the reason I think NFTs is taken off is because we've all been locked down, and that's why metaverses are taken off with the whole it's all community driven, and you're able to sit there and play 8 hours of poker because what the fuck else are you gonna do?
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, in Decentraland, you've tried to play it probably, it's pretty computer intensive. The first time, you can get the settings set up so you can get in there pretty low budget, but once they have this app they're talking about, which I've seen some skill, they do a weekly roundtable, which they post that they used to post on YouTube. I don't know if they've been updating them or not, but I've seen the I don't know, the prototype or whatever. Yeah. So once that's out though, that's the cost of entry, you'll no longer need a computer and a friend with more money than brains.
Yeah, for sure. You won't need that gaming PC. I built my gaming PC and it was say 2,000, under 2,000 Canadian. And it's not the high end by any means. It struggles a little bit with Decentraland, but I'm okay, at least I got enough that I can run and get on there.
Yeah.
But how many people have that kind of a computer? You're not open box, just buying it from the box store or whatever. It's very hard to.
Yeah.
Apparently there are ways to optimize your settings so that you can have basically nothing will load beyond the distance of a table, and you can blind man walk your way to it. And okay, here
interesting. That's pretty cool.
So there are hacks. Cause I asked one of the guys who I'm working with, I was like, what kind of computer do you think we could I would need to get to send to Lewis in the Philippines? Cause his girlfriend started playing. Like I met him I guess 2 weeks ago now, and and he didn't like. He's like, yeah, I know a little bit about poker, but he's like, I can't make any promises. Like I don't know. And I was like, okay, like, well, here's like Jonathan Little. He's like a poker guy. He's got a lot of content, and like this dude's been killing. He's did 2x to what the guy who's been playing for me since like I got my first wearable, like since he started. And I was like, do you know anyone else who wants to play, man? He's like, yeah, dude, like my girlfriend will play. Like I would love this. It would be an amazing opportunity for us. I'm just like, please don't make it sound like you're doing me a favor or you're doing me a favor. Like you are doing me the favor. I'm not helping you. This is incredible. Like, thank you. You just doubled my ROI. I didn't know.
That's dual income for them. Right? Yeah. Like that's wow.
Well, and there are people who play multiple accounts. Like, so they only have one computer right now. So like literally he's playing half and his hours, I'm like, so like, I just want him to like have 2 computers because his hours are crazy. He lives in the Philippines. So like midnight UTC when rollover is 4:00 my time. It's 6 a.m. his time. So he's been playing through the night till 6 a.m. And I'm just like, dude, please go to bed. Like, it's okay if I don't need you to earn more. And he's like, I need to earn more for me. And I'm like, I love your drive, dude, but please sleep.
Wow. Okay.
So I got off on a tangent.
That is great. That's amazing. Because realistically, to get this kind of like intel and knowledge, you've got to be on a dedicated, like, and there are not many sources that are kind of sharing this information. Like, how it's done is pretty novel. That's why my next question is, when did you form your guild? How long have you been in ICE? And what is a guild? I mean, I know it, but you know.
Okay, I guess I formed the guild. Let me look at the bookmark history on when I sold something. Oh no, I just got Brave set up and naturally.
Oh, nice. Brave browser.
Yeah, Brave's great. I highly recommend.
Never heard of it. First time.
No, we did. We talked about it for Web3 domains being able to.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, you should. The reason I got it is I'm told that it's like runs smooth as butter with VCL. Like all the people who are like, oh, it's like I'm choppy and the lag in the videos at the music shows, which is how I got in there. They claim that Brave has none of those issues.
And Opera is supposed to come and be pretty good too.
Okay.
But
so I made them on because I just minted these on OpenSea like the most like lame not dev 22 days ago. I did it 22 days ago.
Wow. Okay.
Still new.
So that's when you minted your jackets, your wearable, your
no. Sorry, that's when I started minted the DAO or the guild tokens to start raising money to pool together as like a community thing. I got my first jacket. I actually just traded it today, or my hat. I got a hat. It was a smoking captain's hat, which I just traded today, and I wonder if that'll make it harder for me to find the history in OpenSea. So some alpha. I don't actually know if this. I don't know what channel I heard this through, but it's close enough to official since everything's in the Discord, and it's kind of like, oh, like so and so said this, but they're not official. But like I said, they do 5 pieces of every set. Like there's the Gen 1, Gen 2. So now if you get 5, then there's 5 levels, like I said. So if you get all of one set and then you get it all to level 5, which is, by the way, level 5 is called Diamond Hands, of course.
Of course. It has to be that.
Yeah. The skin is usually gold, and like I don't want I'm very tacky in my love of gold. It's the one thing I and our former president really sharing. I'll do it.
Okay, I love it too. I literally love gold. It's all good.
It's like I like. You don't love it tacky enough for my taste, I bet. Like I'm just ready. I'm just like, let's do it. Give me the gold pillar right here.
That's hilarious.
So level 5. But anyway, so when you do that, you get a crown thing that currently has no functionality. I don't think there's any utility for it besides look at me. I am a person who's invested a lot of time in this game. But there has to be something eventually. There's only like 100 of them, and I want one so bad. So that's why I traded my hat, because I would have kept the Gen 2 pieces I have, because like I'm a collector at heart too. Like I like played Magic the Gathering. I love collecting, but I want to get all of one set. So I'm going for the drip wear set, which has like the Yeezys and
nice. I love it's so funny. It's ridiculous.
I love the cross cultural like usage of everything. Like drip is like hip hop, urban, whatever. And it's just like it goes everywhere. Gamer culture, like it doesn't matter. It's all the same now.
Everywhere.
Well, because DCL has like a crazy blend of artists. Like there's musicians there, like there's some killer rappers, there's like some like every type of musician exists there.
Yeah.
And then the wearables. Like I'm just so surprised there aren't more sneakerheads into it yet. Like I got some Curry Genesis. What do they call? They're the Curry Flow Genesis, I think. Steph Curry though dropped a shoe. Yeah. Like, and I paid like $100. I got a pair. Like there's only 5,000 of them. Like,
oh wow,
there's only 5,000 of a Steph Curry shoe. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, totally.
It costs mana. That's probably the hang up. It's like they're like, oh, I don't have any of that. But you probably get them on OpenSea.
That's the barrier there, right? So okay, so what so you to make your guilds, what did you have to do? I'm super into this guild because I mean gaming guilds exist, but of course you'll make the guild in a game that already exists, and it's like you click a button, you made a guild, you know? But like how did you do this? Like
this was weird because like I've never had an idea where like I go to people like, okay guys, like here's what I'm thinking, like, you know, it's a business idea, like it's gonna take some money from everybody, but if we do it, it's good. Like usually they're just like, let's talk about literally anything else, and how about get the fuck out of here. Like this time I'd get done. I apologize for swearing again.
No worries.
Okay. But this time I'd get done talking, and they're just like, "Oh, like, are you ready to take my money now?" I'm like, "What? So because like originally, like I don't know if you've seen the tokens we have on OpenSea that I was selling, but like originally we were going to do like a couple decks of cards, like get some like nice art, but I don't even know, like making art takes time.
Yeah.
And like, I was just watching the floor rise. Cause like the plan had always been like mint them for like, you know, 1/10 the cost of a wearable. Like, you know, like for every 10 of them, we'll get like one wearable per 10 people or 10 tokens sold. Then we'll pool our resources. And then once we get those wearables, we'll keep pooling the ice we generate until everyone who invests, you know, got a wearable. But on track for June, assuming we don't raise any more money. I'm hoping I can do it sooner though.
And assuming that ice.
That's assuming that literally
they're probably gonna, you know.
I don't know. It's hard. I think so. I try to do all of my base assumptions that ice is 10 cents. Like, and right now ice is 17 cents and it'll probably be shooting up towards 25 in the near future because there's a mint coming up that's going to be done in ice. That's my prediction. I'm selling around 22 cents. If it gets there, my plan is to sell half of the ice I have at 20 cents. And then if it goes to 22, sell all of it. And if it goes back to 18 or 20, sell all of it, basically. Like kind of like in that range, just kind of like.
So buy ice now is what I'm hearing.
No.
I know. Right. Is that your financial advice, Jared?
No, I would never. Everyone should know that I have never, this is my first good investment ever. My last big investment was Ianthus, which is a cannabis stock. My friend who's a weed lawyer in Vermont was like, dude, you got to buy Ianthus. It's the best. And I bought it at like $3 to $6 a share. And it was last time I looked before I sold it, it was like 20 cents or less. And I was like,
snap.
Yeah. So you should know that taking my investing advice is a mistake. But I can tell you how to, but anyway, but you asked how I like, but the guild, which is why though, like, I tell that to everyone who's like, I'm like, okay, before you give me money, like, here's my LinkedIn and here's like how awful my portfolio from stocks were. But they're like, that's fine. Like, you've shown me the ICE economy sheet. Their idea is good. You can't fuck this up or you can't mess this up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's a good point there, though, like, to be honest, because in looking at like we talked about the way it works is pretty crazy. So, I mean, in a good way.
No, it's like simple but complicated, and they do a really good job of explaining. And I should have linked you guys to their website if I hadn't, but they have like some really good docs for like on the like at decentral.games under their ice poker section. There's like really good diagrams.
I think we were looking at that over dinner.
Yeah, we were. And it was cool. Like we saw the jackets and stuff. So when you made the guild, like, did you make a DAO?
I like to call my tokens currently, they're pre-DAO tokens. I kept it at 111 total because I don't know how to code. To make a DAO, like a legit DAO requires coding.
Right.
So like I can't, be like, oh, hey guys, come join my DAO. We've got multi-sigs. We've got like, I don't have that. So like, that's why I basically like, I was just like, started with the NFT community that brought me into Decentraland. I was like, hey guys, like I think this is my best idea ever. Like, would you look it over? And they're like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then like 2 of them gave me like 0.4 ETH, like, and I was just like, oh shit, like this is a real thing.
This is real. Yeah. And
then, so I just went, so basically, but like I was upfront about it. I was like, that's like, it's going to be a DAO. Like we will hold votes. Like we will be a democracy.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's my plan. And like, they're just like, okay, Jared, I trust you to execute on this. Like, here you go. And I'm just like,
that's the thing. It'll eventually become there. I'm sure that someone's going to hop into the community. And now that when we pump this episode out, first of all, people are going to want to join and they're going to want to know more.
100%.
Where are you at with this? Are you capped out or are you not?
No, well, it's in this weird space because like, since the price has skyrocketed, like the like value of like what the community wallet is worth is now more than the 0.1. Like technically, like everyone who owns a token, like your 0.1 is now worth like 0.14 or 5 when I did the math before the last time the floor went up. So like, I'm like in this weird spot where I'm like, well, do I charge more for the new ones? Like, so I'm kind of like put together a plan to have the existing holders kind of like vote on how they want to move forward.
And then maybe
like,
you have some like, maybe like there's different releases, just like how everyone else does.
Well, that's one of the ideas, right? I'm trying to figure out is that like a Gen 2 where, because like for Gen 1, I told everybody, I'm like, listen, if you buy 1 or you buy 100, like I promise you, I'm going to get you a wearable in your wallet. Like your personal wallet is going to have a wearable in it when we're done. Amazing. And I'm still working on it. I've only gotten 2 people down. Sorry for yelling in your ears. I get really.
That's okay. No, I was just
we're
suggesting it.
Yeah.
But so like that was my like, so that's like my commitments to my friends. So like in general, I try to keep it to people and like who I trust to like, not leave and stop contributing the second I give them a $4,000 thing. So far, so good.
So, okay. Well, this is dope. This is cool. I don't want to, we could talk about this all day. And
I'm sorry.
That we'll have more offline conversations about this. So we've been covering play to earn, ice poker, Decentraland, ice games. Like it's all
everything. Yeah, Decentral games.
Poker in the summertime, poker in the fall, poker in the winter. No, I'm just messing around.
It's liquor in the front, poker in the rear, I believe.
Yeah, that I was. Damn, you got it out before I did.
I totally messed that up. I was like, wait a minute. No, we're not gonna go it. All right, so okay, for someone that's like not into poker, not into like just thinking play to earn in general, I know we talked about Axie or whatever, but overall, do you think it's something like, what are your thoughts on play to earn on a whole going forward, just in general? Do you think this is going to be big or like?
I do. I think like people love collecting things. Like I've played enough Magic the Gathering. Like when I got out of Magic and I sold my cards for $5,000, like there's no reason that culture won't go digital. Right. It's like, we can definitely create that. And I think that like for, people who like a more traditional Farmville game, like I still need to learn more about it, but Gala games, like you might have heard of the coin Gala, like it's there's like a whole platform. Well, you should check it out if you're like wanting to get like a nice Farmville-esque game. Yeah. It's kind of blowing up. So like some of it's pretty crazy, but it's 100% free to play. But then there's like NFT elements that you can unlock, and then earn, more of this coin that then,
okay, that's huge. Because my sister plays some city building or, like, I don't know. She's like building a world. It's like Sims. It's on her phone. And she was telling me that because of the pandemic, she's logged in 139 days straight. And she's clocking like minimum hour and a half a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because she can just, after work, she'll just like be watching TV, but building a zoo.
Jared wants to know, can she play poker?
I know, right? I know, right?
Does she have a second monitor?
She does, but I mean, she'll probably rather farm than play poker in a fancy jacket. So, is this something that I can be like, hey, download Gala or whatever?
I don't know if she has an iPhone or an Android. I know that I know iPhone's really strict on crypto games are not like anyone that says like buy this crypto game and you download it on iPhone, which I did drunk one time. Yeah. It's weird. I have 2 drunken ape stories when I don't drink that much, I don't think. Anyway, but I downloaded an iPhone game that was like, the newest crypto craze, and it can't be. It's an iPhone.
Can't work. Yeah. Good point. But well, we have both. But okay.
But Gala games, like I don't know the ROI on that. I haven't looked into it, but I know some people from my past life working in the game industry, which I have done. Like I know there are people working on games on that platform, and like there's definitely going to be things there I think worth checking out. Don't spend any money yet. You know,
I can't wait.
Do your own play for 20 hours before you spend $100 because I said Gala Games is where to go. You know, that's all I'm saying.
No, it's cool. Don't worry. We're not taking the financial advice. From.
Well, yeah, because like I tweeted about like this. I'm not used to having a platform or people respecting my opinion. Like I have like my self-image is that of like, oh, that's Jared, the silly little brother character that no one's gonna take his advice. And I was like tweeting about a Front Yard Baseball, which if you should totally check out Front Yard Baseball, not as financial advice, but as if you like baseball and you see the art, like it's 0.02 to mint right now. It's like I don't even think they've started production on the actual game, which in my opinion isn't the best way to do a play to earn project. I think you should have like be closer to done before minting. But for 0.02, you really can't go wrong.
Right.
I mean, and if you see the art, like these damn kids, you're just like, yeah, I do want to see you. I will bet on your ability to win at baseball.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That's
Front
cool.
Yard Baseball.
Front Yard Baseball. That sounds good.
I think it's like, I don't remember Backyard Baseball, I guess, which is what all the dudes who are slightly older than me keep bringing up. As hey, that's where you'll find there's 40-year-olds in that Discord for sure.
Okay, that's where it is.
That's where the 40-year-olds are hanging out. 100%.
Welcome to the Front Yard. Oh yeah, I do like
I'm probably like I traded, like I said, I traded my cap earlier for a shirt.
Yeah,
and I realized I don't need to do something else I thought I had to spend money on. So I'm probably going to go mint one or two more because I think they're doing a giveaway that ends tomorrow where like get a double entry if you show us you've minted. And I'm like, well, I'm going to mint more anyway. I might as well get some free value.
Exactly. Well, good luck on that then.
Good stuff, man. This has been really ice poker. All of this kind of blows my mind. And I'm like, I feel like we say, like every week we're just like, okay, this is awesome. We know something now. And then we have 50 more questions, but I don't know, man. Jared, thanks for dropping all the knowledge. Ryan, do you have any more questions or anything else?
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this because it's like so much to take in.
Yeah.
I'm sure I didn't finish 6 anecdotes because like I get distracted and I'm like, oh wait, wasn't I telling them about when I was born in Kansas? I was not born in Kansas.
Right?
Oh God. No, it's been a blast having you on, man. This is,
thank you for having me, and I'd be happy to come back if for some reason you make that terrible decision again, I'm down. I'm happy to yammer about
perfect
it later.
Sounds good.
We're all about terrible decisions.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I guess non-fungible guys, we're out.
Yes, sir. Did you play music, Devon?
You know it. All right.